A judge has put a temporary hold on the JEDI contract with Microsoft because Amazon is being a big baby about it and they're suing them. And Amazon, in a very scary fashion, might actually get their way. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time you have to really like this content, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification. We upload videos on a near daily basis and you will want to be notified when those videos go up. So anyway, I talked about this like a week ago. And for those of you who were not here, I'm going to summarize it. Basically, there is a contract the government has for cloud computing. Government, of course, can't do it themselves. So they start going out and reaching out to companies. A bunch of companies put in bids. Amazon thinks they are going to get this contract, which is worth $10 billion. And by the way, this would be especially good for Amazon because Amazon really is making their money on the cloud right now. The cloud and third-party sellers. Without one of these things, Amazon isn't making money again. And yet, the government decided that they didn't want Amazon. They wanted Microsoft. They awarded the contract to Microsoft. And Amazon is pissed. They're pissed. They file a lawsuit against the government saying that the reason they did not get the contract is because President Trump, is literally out to screw them. You know, I find a statement like that extremely ironic because Amazon are the kings of trying to screw people. They're the ones who decided they were going to do this very public second headquarters search and make it look like, hey, people were fighting over who gets the headquarters. Amazon knew where they wanted to move. They just wanted to have a building and they wanted the taxpayers to pay for it. And then Amazon's the one who takes on third-party sellers. Come sell on us. You will have a great platform. And then they're reading the data. And as they see what's popular with the third-party sellers, they buy the item themselves. They find out who their vendors are because you have to provide that stuff to them. And then they start selling the stuff cheaper. And the third-party sellers start losing money. And Amazon takes advantage of everyone. Amazon's out to screw everyone. Every single person Amazon's trying to screw. And yet they feel slighted by Trump, who we don't even know if he actually did anything here. And they file suit to have this thing blocked, and a judge has granted Amazon's motion for a pause. So it's not canceled, but it's paused. So here's the article from Reuters. A U.S. judge on Thursday granted Amazon.com Incorporated's request to temporarily halt the U.S. Department of Defense and Microsoft Corporation from moving forward on an up to $10 billion cloud computing deal that Amazon says reflected undue influence by President Donald Trump. Amazon, which had been seen as a frontrunner to win the contract, filed a lawsuit in November just weeks after the contract was awarded to Microsoft. Trump has publicly derided Amazon head Jeff Bezos and repeatedly criticized the company. Judge Patricia Campbell-Smith issued a preliminary injunction but did not release her written opinion. She also ordered Amazon to post $42 million in the event the injunction was issued wrongfully. So, yeah, she didn't write her opinion, so she's probably doing this as like a, kind of standard procedure. Okay, someone's filed this, we're going to put a pause on that, and while we review it, and if we find that this is worth pursuing, then we'll pursue it, continue to pursue it. If we find it's not worth pursuing, we're going to release the pause, and then you're going to be fined money for this. The Amazon lawsuit said the Defense Department's decision was full of egregious errors, which were a result of improper pressure from President Donald Trump, who launched repeated public and behind-the-scenes attacks to steer the contract away from Amazon to harm his perceived political enemy, Bezos. Bezos also owns the Washington Post, whose coverage has been critical of Trump, and which has frequently been a target of barbs by Trump about the news media. The Pentagon, which had planned to start work on the contract on Friday, said it was disappointed in the ruling. So here's the Pentagon's opinion of this. Here's why they say they went with Microsoft. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Carver, a Defense Department spokesman, said the Pentagon believed, quote, the actions taken in this litigation have unnecessarily delayed implementing DoD's modernization strategy and deprived our warfighters of a set of capabilities they urgently need. Amazon doesn't care, though. Amazon wants to get paid. So, yeah, Amazon, you're for the good of the country, and yet you throw a temper tantrum, and this is what happens. It added it remained confident in our award of the JEDI cloud contract to Microsoft. Defense Secretary Mark Esper previously denied there was a bias and said that the Pentagon made its choice fairly and freely without external influence. Alexander Major, a partner at McCarter and English, said, the court has confirmed through the injunction that Amazon's challenges with respect to this procurement are not trivial. It's not guaranteed that they will prevail, but the fact that they got it at all is a big deal. Well, here's the thing. Again, she didn't write her opinion. So I think it's like, hey, someone's getting sued for this. There's a conflict. We need to put a pause on it while we overlook this. I personally hope that she lets this go through. Because here's the thing. I said this last time, I'm going to say it again. Even if you can prove that Trump interfered, that he said, hey, I don't like Bezos. I don't want Lex Luthor running the servers at the White House or the cloud servers. I don't want that. So I'm going to give it to Microsoft. I'm going to give it to Bruce Wayne. Because I trust Bruce Wayne a lot more than I trust Lex Luthor. Maybe that's going to be you already know how I feel about Bezos, but yeah, maybe Microsoft is Bruce Wayne. Does Bill Gates look a little like Bruce Wayne? I don't know. But anyway, even if you can prove that, Trump has every right to do it. You do not have to give someone your business. Heck, that's the thing about a capitalistic society. You can do business with whoever you want or without whoever you want. If Trump says, I don't want to do business with Lex Luthor and his crummy Amazon company, I don't want to do business. Now, they are seeking testimony from Trump. As part of the lawsuit, Amazon asked the court in January to pause the execution of the contract, popularly known as the Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure Cloud, or JEDI. The contract is intended to give the military better access to data and technology from remote locations. Microsoft sent a statement, we have confidence in the Department of Defense, and we believe the facts will show they ran a detailed, thorough, and fair process. Amazon did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The White House declined comment. Yeah, that's what it is. Amazon throwing a temper tantrum. That's what they're doing. They don't like the fact that these guys got their $10 billion contract and they have successfully got this thing paused. Now, I am optimistic, maybe cautiously so, but I am optimistic that, hey, the judge is going to overturn this. I think Amazon's going to pay that $42 million because there's nothing about the situation that suggests Amazon has a case. Again, even if you can prove that Trump personally walked in the room, looked at the deals, and said, no, I don't like Amazon, get them away, they're a loser company, don't want to work with Lex Luthor, give it to Microsoft. Even if you can prove that Trump did that. He didn't do anything illegal. This isn't the Ukraine. This isn't Trump allegedly withholding money unless a favor is done. This is Trump, if you can even prove this, looking at the companies, and maybe right off the bat he looks and says, Amazon, get rid of them. Shred it. Don't want to see it. Maybe he says that. Doesn't matter. He has every right to. As a private citizen, as a president of the United States, doesn't matter. He can choose to do business with whoever he wants. They picked Microsoft. And if you can't prove that Trump interfered, well then, this is just an especially big waste of everyone's time and money, and you're I don't know how many times I have to say this. Amazon's doing nothing but throwing a temper tantrum. That's all they're doing. I think they're going to lose badly on this one. Badly. And it doesn't even matter if Bezos was critical of Trump and that Trump doesn't like the Washington Post. This is business. In fact, heck, I would even argue, if you want the real conflict of interest, what is Jeff Bezos doing owning a newspaper and writing articles that can affect the economy and the stock market, and he owns one of the most sought after and coveted stocks in the world. That seems like a huge conflict of interest myself, but that's just me. Maybe I'm missing something. What about you, though? What do you think about all this? Do you think Amazon has a point in all of this? Do you think Microsoft is screwing them over? Do you think Donald Trump should be held personally responsible for Amazon not getting their $10 billion contract? What says you, dear viewers? I would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.